So, the Williamsons are 34 families, with 12 of them being girls. Each girl has anywhere from 5 to 8 kids, mostly 5, with at least 3 baby daddies. Now, most of these are all wandered to my second cousins, and they're my second cousins' families. Now, I am not supposed to understand that during the early 90s that the Bad Boys and the Bull, when you have a Michael as a cousin, the Wonderment of the Fab Five, and say you're the pretty girls that play basketball. Some of them are the big BBW girls that play center, and that kind of stuff, volleyball players, and say tall, dark, and handsome aren't African American or Hispanic men. Now, in the family, we still have a side of the family that supports the KKK and the Ku Klux Klan that are racist, but you're not supposed to understand that. And then when you ask this your entire life, you're told that you're crazy, delusional, don't know what you're talking about, and that you're what you call elder word, schizo, because then you're asking random people that are of the 34 families if they're related by blood. But because the state doesn't want to admit then that your dad doesn't sign the birth certificate, that the 34 families then aren't related to you. But when people then ask, when 2/3 of your third grade class moves out to Napa, and 1/3 of one graduating class moves out to Napa, why there's an issue. And then to make it worse, you stream my Breeze software or my Breeze at the request of one cousin who filed for conservatorship and guardianship because of the what do you want to call it, the Sonoma radio station, but yet you're not supposed to at all ask this kind of questions to your family and to them. And when you do ask it, you're told that you're paranoid and don't know what you're talking about and viewed it day to day. Now, these aren't the same family members that would cut your tires, that would you find a hammer in your windshield, they'd find all this other stuff up. We're stopping you because we're getting a shipment. But yet, when you ask them how you're related, that's not supposed to be important. And then the worst part, how many of the 12 ladies, when you sit down with the older generation, would have raised you as a teenager, but yet the state won't talk about that as a question. And now because of it as an adult, you don't know any of them, you don't socialize with any of the family, and they think that that's a reason to justify a mental health claim instead of allow you to go to work, leave you alone, go work your retail, go work your security, go work your normal job. We want you codependent on the government because of that much abuse and drug use, where we hate to admit that over half of the family does recreational drugs to 3/4 of the family. Now, and when that's wandered to methamphetamine, cocaine, two of your family members is, oh, I don't know, patents or Nobel formulas, when you do it in human growth and indigen models, only show how to cook crystal methamphetamine before it was ever known as crystal methamphetamine. Now, when you're asked by random, now known as second cousins, if you would migrate, move, or even work for their family foundation, you would move anywhere in the country that offers full-time work. But nobody wants to believe you. Nobody wants to understand that it's that bad. But you're not supposed to ask them that level of understanding. And then when you do file your business permits, when you do file your paperwork, there are 80 businesses on the California Tax Franchise Board held by that cousin that filed conservatorship because, oh, your dad's not in your life. Oh, you're not supposed to know the rest of your family. You're not supposed to understand that side of your family. That every time you file a business permit, they file against you. But then the state wonders why you have no resources, you get harassed through open radio, and why you're disliked by the previous commander-in-chief and his attorney, the married husband of the cousin, which you're not supposed to talk about at all. And then the worst part is when you ask it now at the state level, it hits on national television where everybody now kind of has to understand that that's them telling you. And then the hardest part is, which one of the family members do you root for? You're not supposed to say congratulations to all of them. You're not supposed to be proud of them. Oh, and then the worst thing is, how dare you become a fan of either one or two of the teams, and there's 3 of them that are playing on this team. There's 5 of them, 2 start and 3 sit on the bench. But you're not supposed to change your routine, I guess, as you would call it, and say, oh, today I'm going out and spending my $20. My recreation is to go have a burger, a piece of pizza. Oh, I'm going to go watch them play and root for them. I'm not supposed to want to do that. And then the more difficult thing, asking their parents, are you proud of them? And do you root for them? Which you as a individual don't know what it's like to ever have had your parents and even your foster parents when you played sports. You didn't even walk for your graduation for 6 bachelor's and a master's degree. But we're not supposed to talk about those type of things with the general society. We're just supposed to be that mental health case that nobody wants to talk about and that nobody wants to understand. And then the worst part, how dare you ask yourself what signing for your draft orders and have all 3 times your signature, including the one in high school, but the State Department don't think that that's appropriate to show in view of the election.